A lot of us speak about the ego like it's an enemy. You don't want to make the ego your enemy. Don't make the mind into an enemy. It's better to be friends with the ego. It's better to make your mind your friend than make it your enemy. In fact, here's a different way of treating it. Treat the ego like a child. Enlightenment is really this spiritual maturation process that you're maturing, you could say. It feels like you've grown up, in a sense. And as you're growing up, you're seeing how immature others are. When we're living as the ego, we're so immature, spiritually immature. So it's like a child. And it's easy to see, actually. I notice this if you have children. And you start to see how your children are behaving, and then you start seeing how adults are behaving, and you see that there's not really a difference. There's not really a difference. You see the same conditioned patterns being played. The same tantrums that a 2-year-old throws when it doesn't get its way. You're seeing that in someone who's 45. You're seeing that in adults. What's this game called? I'm only happy when I get what I want. That's the game. And it starts when we're young like that. If you take away something that's mine, I'm going to get angry. I'm going to throw something. I'm going to yell, scream. Look around. Adults do the same thing. So instead of treating it like an enemy, treat it like a child. Treat your mind like a child. Treat the ego like a child. It's in constant resistance to what is. I see this with my kids. Whatever you make for breakfast, they don't want it. They want something else. It's always about something else, wanting something different. Even when you think, oh, let me just surprise them for dinner and make pizza. Oh, why do we make pizza? I wanted this. Something else, something different. Never wanting what is. And this is continued into adult life. So treat it like a child. Treat it like a child. It's a child that just wants love. That everyone is longing for love. Paradoxically, it's the love that you are. That's what you're loving. That's what you're longing for. Is the love that you are. But not knowing what you are, there's just this complete innocence. It's like an innocent child, right? Treat it like a child. Right? It's this ignorance, but it's so innocent. It's an innocent ignorance. It just doesn't know. It doesn't know any better. So you just treat it like a child. Now, when I'm watching my children, I've got 3 young, 7, 5, 3. I have to watch them. And if I don't watch them, meaning if I don't pay attention, I'm not watching, I'm not observing what they're doing, then that's when something happens. Someone grabs the crayon and draws on the wall, or someone gets into paint. Someone throws something off the deck or something like that. But it's really all because I'm not watching them. So if you treat the mind like a child, just know that it's nature. It's going to want something else. It's not going to like what is. It's going to whine. It's going to complain. It's going to want things my way. It's only going to be happy when it gets what it wants. It's not going to like losing something. It's going to be jealous, greedy, these sort of things. But if you watch it, if you're always witnessing it, it's like a child that knows that you're watching it. When I'm watching my kids, they know there's certain things that they can't do. It's like they behave better, let's put it that way. And the same is true for the mind. When you're watching it, it's like it doesn't create problems. It's when you're not watching it that all these problems are created. And ironically, it's what's creating the problem. Pretending like it didn't create the problem. Oh, someone else must have created that problem. I'll help you solve it, though. Right? It's creating the problems and then tries to solve them. But acts like it's not creating the problems. It pretends like it's not the problem. No one wants to hear that. We're living totally identified with the ego mind. No one wants to hear that you're the problem. But it's kind of like deducing through deduction. If everywhere you go, you're experiencing problems, it just must mean that you're the problem. But when you're watching the mind, you'll notice how quickly there's no more problems. When you aren't watching it, there's a problem. When you're watching it, no problem. So it's kind of like you're babysitting this child. You're looking after your child. So instead of treating it like an enemy and going to war with your mind, which sounds like hell, why don't you try this approach? Take care of it. Love it. Look after it. Watch it. Give it your attention. Accept it. Be compassionate. Give it a little freedom, but watch it. As long as you're watching it, let it be free. What do kids do when you're trying to tell them what to do and control them and limit them so much? They naturally want to rebel. They naturally want to wild out, get all crazy. But it's when you're allowing them to be free, allowing it to be itself, accepting, but you're paying attention to it, then you're simply keeping all the problems at bay. So, don't turn your mind into an enemy. Make the mind your friend. And one better, treat the mind like your child. And see if this approach changes things for you. See if the problems start decreasing. See how your experience of life starts changing. Hopefully this helps. I'll see you in the next one.